Usually we start out our bike reviews with something like a crazy drone shot. But could the secret to this bike be a box, a tool, and something that's not even there at all? Keep on watching our honest review of the Charge Comfort 2 to find out more. Now, if you've seen any of the other reviews that we've done here on this YouTube channel, it's a lot more fun to review e-bikes like the Rad Rover 5 and Rad Rover 6. But sometimes you just want something you can ride in comfort with. In fact, that's exactly what this bike is designed for. This is the Charge Comfort 2. Is it any good? It's about $1,700-$1,800. I'll put the full price and specs here next to me. But is it any good? Let's take it for a ride and I'll tell you what I think. Now, one of the very first things you'll notice about this bike is that it doesn't have a battery here. So you may ask, where is the battery? Well, the battery is actually in the back. It's there for a couple of different reasons. One, it allows it to be a little bit bigger, and it allows it to distribute the weight a little bit more evenly, and also not have a big giant battery that's in the middle. It can be removed, which is really nice, and it's easy to just put back there. It's easy to take out. I like it better than the ones that you put here. I never seem to get those on there correctly, but this e-bike is all about one thing, and that is comfort. It's not going to be the most extreme e-bike. In fact, it only has a 250 watt motor, which is not a lot, but it's not little either. It's enough to get you up and going. I'm only on pedal assist level 2, and this e-bike only has 55 pounds with the battery that you need to pedal. So it makes it a little bit easier to pedal and to get around without depending upon a super heavy duty 750 watt motor, for example, like some other e-bikes that we have tested. Now, it does have a throttle. It is not on the side here like other e-bikes that we have tested. It's actually a thumb throttle right here. Very sensible, very easy to control. I'm easily going 14.5 miles an hour. I'm in, what is this, 7th gear and pedal assist level 2. You know what? I am just cruising. That's cruising in comfort. That's the whole name of the game here. Now, this e-bike, these roads have been paved, which is nice. Brand new road paving job here in Fort Collins. Now, I'm just going to start and show you how this thing works from a dead stop. First of all, the brakes are brand new, so bear with me here. It's got 5 levels of pedal assist here. I'm just going to start going, and it actually does not start with pushing the pedal. You got to give it a little bit of gumption to get going, and then the pedal assist will, or then you can actually use the throttle. It's supposed to be a little bit safer, and also supposed to make it easier on the motor to last a lot longer too. But you can really easily just hit the throttle and go. And it looks like I might need to turn around here. There's some construction going on. I don't want to deal with all that today, do I? No. So even if you're going just 7 miles an hour, hit the throttle and go. Once again, it's not going to have the get up and go of some of the other e-bikes that we've tested, and that is 110% by design. This e-bike is all about comfort. I probably could raise the seat up a little bit. That's what everyone always tells me in all these videos. You don't realize I'm really just giving you my first impressions of a bike, telling you how I feel. It rides the very first time, and that's exactly what I'm doing here. Let's see, my watch is asking me, do I want to do a workout? Yes, I do. I want to get some extra credit points for this. And you know what? This is the type of bike ride that this bike was made for. Once again, only 55 pounds. That's not very much. They have upgraded the version 2 here of this electric bike, of the Comfort electric bike, to now have this built-in rear rack with a capacity of 300 pounds. It's actually enough where you can put a child seat on the back, which is awesome. That's what a lot of people were asking for. And you know what? This e-bike just cruises. I mean, I can't think of who wouldn't enjoy this electric bike, but you know, if you're someone that wants to go 0 to 60 and you're someone that wants to go and just like haul butt, then you know, this bike is probably not for you. But if you want to go and just take this for a leisurely cruise around the neighborhood, maybe go run some errands, run some groceries, you know, Charge eBikes is built by the same people that do Schwinn, and it's a great brand, and it's very clear that they know what they're doing and they know who their target market is. That's because this e-bike is one of the easiest to put together. You can store it in a garage or an apartment by folding it up. I'll show you some pictures of what that looks like here in just a second. And it just goes. It's easy. There is no fuss, no muss, no complication whatsoever in a bike like this. It makes it really easy just to go for a nice stroll around town. Maybe go to a brewery or two if you are here in Fort Collins. And that's okay. Sometimes that's all you want in an e-bike, is a bike that you can easily put together. It took me about 10 minutes to put this thing together, and that's it. People always ask me, can you go faster on an e-bike downhill? The answer is yes. I'm going 21.4 miles an hour. Whoa, whoa. Whoops, and my bike just turned off. But just fell out. So I did not, I couldn't find the key to this bike, so it's not locked in there. So you do have to make sure that bike is locked, the battery is locked in the back there, because it can cause some issues just like that. Hitting a bump, it will come unplugged there. It's a little bit unique to this e-bike, I know, but something that I didn't realize was going on there before. The other thing this bike could be really good for is even just going to the park. Going to the park is pretty close here. This is nice and easy. You can see I'm not pedaling whatsoever, and I'm just going. And that's what I like about this e-bike, is it's not going to be something crazy where you need to hold on for dear life. You can just pedal and go. You know, my mother-in-law has an e-bike, and she even finds the pedal assist on level 1 or 2 to be a little too aggressive, and I can totally see that, because this e-bike, even just with the, you know, I'll start pretty slow, but even just pedaling in a higher gear here, yeah, I mean, you barely feel the pedal assist. Well, on level 1, that's why. But it just kind of gradually goes as you start to increase the levels of pedal assist, which is what I really like about this bike. Once again, I feel like I'm repeating myself over and over again, but if you want a bike that you can easily, see it happen again. Once again, lock that back bike. I have got to find the keys. That is, you actually do notice it. It's not terrible. I mean, this is me without any pedal assist whatsoever. Level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5. And I'm going 15 miles an hour, no problem whatsoever. It does have mechanical disc brakes, not hydraulic disc brakes, which is fine for most people, especially on a lighter weight e-bike. You don't, man, I lost it again. So make sure you lock the battery in. Come on, Chip. So as you will notice here, it does not have any hydraulic, it does not have any suspension in the front, which is okay. You're just gonna feel bumps a little bit more, but it's got semi big tires on it that are not something that's like ridiculous, but it's easy enough to operate. I mean, I dig it. Take a shot here. All right, I've already said it once. I probably will say it at least a couple more times here before this review is done with, but this e-bike just knows what it is, and it knows it's not something different. And I appreciate that quite a bit from an e-bike. It does have a cool horn. It's kind of a fun feature, isn't it? I dig it. One thing that most people just do not appreciate as much as I do from putting together so many different e-bikes is just how different they all are and how similar they really are too at the very same time. And this e-bike is just different enough that I think if you are someone that wants a very awesome, good first electric bike and doesn't want something that's you're ever gonna be out of control with, this e-bike might be a pretty good choice for you. I mean, it is the definition of comfort. My wife actually would be able to ride this bike really well with one kid on the back. It's obviously not going to be as big as something like the KBO Ranger or the Flyer L885 or the Rad Wagon, but this e-bike will go wherever you need it to. I'm going 20 miles an hour just pretty easily. No drama, no real stress. And that's pretty freaking sweet. Now, what other e-bikes would you maybe look at if you're looking at this e-bike? You know, I can't recommend enough getting a throttle on an e-bike. I know you may think, well, man, I don't know if this really is worth it, but I would definitely get a throttle on whatever e-bike you are gonna get, because you don't need to use it all the time, but if you want to, you can. It sure makes bike riding, especially towards the end of a trip, a lot easier to do. I recommend it that way. You can get a bike without a throttle. You know, there's some other e-bikes that do have a lot less drama. In fact, if you do want an e-bike that is similar but has a mid-drive motor, you could just test out the Buzz Sentra, I believe is what it's called. I'll put a link to it here. I did a review of that. That is a mid-drive e-bike, and most mid-drive motors do not include a throttle, just because it's a little bit more complicated when you have gears and you have different levels of pedal assist. The only mid-drive bike that we've tested out that does have a throttle is like $6 grand. But at about 1,800 bucks, you really can't go wrong with this bike. Once again, just know what you're gonna use your bike for. People always ask me, okay, what's the best e-bike that I've tested? And the truth is, there is no perfect e-bike. Yes, I said that correctly. There is no such thing as the perfect e-bike. Now, why is that? Well, it's like saying, what's the perfect car? Sure, you may have a perfect car, but if I need to haul cargo and it's not a truck, it's probably not the perfect car for me. If I want to go fast, but I've got a truck that hauls cargo, then that's probably not the right car for me, right? Same thing can be said about electric bikes. You have to find a bike that works best for you. All right, so if you're paying attention at the beginning, what does this bike and the box, the tool, and what's not even there at all have to do with all this? Well, what's not even there is a battery. It's in the back like we've discussed. But the Charge Comfort 2, the people behind it have thought about everything. So the box is used actually to rest the front wheel in as you assemble the bike. The front tire is always one of the most difficult parts of any bike install to do, and it's there to support the bike. They've thought about everything. Most other e-bikes don't come with something like this awesome tool as well. They have like a little wrench or something, but this actually has torque settings built in, so you can get it exactly the right amount of torque, so everything is nice and tight. If you made it this long in the review, congratulations. Here are my final thoughts on the Charge Comfort 2. So if you want a no drama, in the best way possible, highly functional, super comfortable, in fact the second version of comfortable, with bike that you can haul up to 300 pounds on, put a kiddo on the back, I mean, you'd be hard pressed to, especially with the throttle too, you'd be hard pressed to find another bike better than this one. It also folds up when you get in the car. The only thing I wouldn't recommend this for is you want something high powered, you want to take something off-roading. This will handle light trails, just make sure you lock up the battery in the back. But otherwise, it's a perfect getting around town little bike, lightweight, great for going to breweries and running errands. But if you have any questions or comments, let us know in the comment section below. And you know what? I hope to see you again real soon.